What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and well, if you are in any Discord group, you probably heard that Marilee was pushed from her throne for being the best boss damage dealer in the game. And well, now there is a new contender, there is a new king, I would say, a new queen on that throne, and that is of course Lily May, even though we also heard that there were bugs. And well, in fact, today Lith Games has fixed one bug. It was quite a strange bug. They sent everybody a message basically with this hotfix. We can check this out. Hotfix August 10th. And it described this as: fixed the issue, prevented Lily May's Swallow's fight skill from boosting her attack when exclusive skill Rainfall Bliss is at level 3 and her exclusive equipment is between 10 and 14. So the thing was, I tested her quite a lot, and I tested her in various game modes, and I was like, okay, she's very good. She was better than my Marilee already. But like, I couldn't get the same numbers some people had, like those insane 20 billion plus numbers. And that was because of this Swallow's fight ability. That is basically the ability she levels up with. We can watch this in a fight. And this ability just didn't scale her attack apparently. And it was quite a weird one. By the way, also quite interesting. Already in basically every boss formation here for the top fights. Quite interesting. So let's try this, let's do a fight with her, and you see this little bar below her energy bar. There is another one, another smaller one, that is this XP bar. Every time this fills, basically she levels up, is supposed to get a few hits with true damage that she can do, which ends up being basically most of the fight she does true damage. And she's also she also scales her attack, which she didn't do before. So now we have this super massive boss damage dealer, the best boss damage dealer basically in the game, inflicting really severe damage on the enemy. And the question, of course, I mean, I don't think it really is a question anymore if you want this hero. Obviously you want this hero. Isn't the new best boss damage dealer? What are we even talking about? We asked for a hype hero for quite some time. For the longest time we've asked for a hero that is worth hyping up. And I mean, having a new best boss damage dealer in the game, well, that just takes away the question. Look at this. Look at this. 28 billion. Look how she outperformed Scalita. Look how she outperformed Fresto. Usually in those fights we saw that we had like pretty similar hits. You had like a Corrin dealing 11 billion that would stack like a Marilee. Oftentimes it was worth stacking multiple damage dealers. Now we once again have a hero that can by herself do so much damage. It's basically insane. Let's just do another one while we talk about all of this. So the one thing to take in, to consider though, when you get her, we're not no longer talking really about the if, when you get her, is she is a true damage dealer with everything that is associated with that. And if you remember the start of this season, there was basically the same situation. We had Marilee on the throne before Marilee was the best boss damage dealer, and then the season started and suddenly it was Odie. And we were a bit confused by that, because there was no real logical explanation to why that was the case, to why Marilee was suddenly underperforming, Odie was performing super well. All very confusing, a lot of new things coming to the game, and really nobody really knew what was up. Turns out they changed the scaling, of the boss defense, and just for those lower HP bosses, for the first bosses you meet in a new season in Dream Realm, they are more vulnerable to magic damage than they are to true damage. Marilee dealt mostly true damage, Odie mostly magic damage, so Odie was better in that situation against those lower defense bosses. For Lily May, we have kind of a different situation. Lily May is also a magic damage dealer, even though she has most of her damage really in the true damage, because while this is like a huge hit, obviously the damage we get from the true damage, the additional true damage equal to 6% plus 0.6 max HP, 115 plus 15%, that is really what hits hard, and that is really what allows her to do that huge damage. So personally, what I am expecting is that at the start of the next season, we see this guy again. And for a while we're probably not going to use Lily May, and then she's going to come back. I mean, at the current situation, I don't really see how Merrily would come back and outperform her. Other, of course, then we have a little bit, if we get like a season mechanic that she can profit on. Right now, I mean, she's a marksman, Lily May is a rogue, there are some differences with that already. We see season skills, we have the Extra projectile here. Her season skill, I haven't even checked that, I'll be honest, it's the same, okay. But that might not be the case actually for all of the time. She might actually get something else next season. Maybe there is, if there is even a season skill, maybe we get a charm system that works different on rogue and like on marksman heroes, and then that can shift again. So you're not really super sure, but like in terms of performance right now, where they are in a pretty comparable situation, Lily May is better. So I expect her, with no consideration to heroes that might be released in the future, to be back to the mid of the end of the season. Like 1 to 2 months, I think, at the start of the next season, which probably I would guess is end of September. I expect us to not use Merrily, but by the time probably, well, December, around there, she will be back. So the question really is, do you want to pull her now? And that is the option that you have. She's great as a hero. Basically best boss damage dealer with like iron abilities, iron countering abilities for PvP on top, some decent damage, everything. But right now, if you are in a situation that you like want a boss damage dealer and like want to make sure that you are prepared maybe for the start of next season, because in my opinion, the start of this season at least was a great opportunity for free-to-play to profit and make some extra ranks. You just had to be active, push the story, upgrade your heroes, because you would acquire the resonance level completely naturally in the story by just defeating enemies. And if a whale, for example, was a bit lazy on that day, didn't really play the story because it was all time gated, then you could catch up and you could get many ranks. So probably having a good boss damage dealer for the start of the season is really valuable. And that is the question you should ask yourself. Do you want to go for like Odie, maybe? Get yourself all your recruitment, summon those A tiers, because that is also a difference between Lily May and Merrily. Lily May being an S tier, Merrily being an A tier. So Merrily is a bit easier to summon, Odie is easier to summon. So I think you should have Odie before you get Lily May in the current situation. That is like the thing. If you're a whale, however, like rate up, of course. Just be aware and don't complain at the start of next season if you went for Lily May, don't have any other boss damage dealers, and then say, oh, she doesn't work as well anymore and people are outperforming me with Odie. That is something that I really don't want to see. By the way, you can also do a battle drills attack for the end of this as just a topic I want to talk about. Like, with all of those changes and everything, I felt like this would be something that we should probably address. So, we had this fight, we did this yesterday on the stream, it's quite interesting, we tested a lot. Yesterday, of course, she wasn't fixed. But what I noticed against the Battle Druids bosses is that they often tend to be hit harder with magic damage. So we're going to see how big the difference is. Last time Odie did 10 times more damage than Merrily with this exact team. So let's see what the result will be this time. I expect her to be closer. I saw some screenshots yesterday already posted to me on the stream, where Lily May did about the same, a little bit less damage actually than Odie in this situation, in this specific fight. But it's about the fight. And these huge numbers you now see in Dream Realm, well, they might not even be there anymore at the start of next season. And for other game modes, you always have to be careful which hero you really want to choose. If you need a pure magic damage dealer, which Lily May, I would just not consider her that. I mostly just consider her a true damage dealer. And I think that is probably the best approach to take her. If Corrin, Merrily, stuff like that is good, then she probably will be as well. So let's see the numbers here. It feels a bit higher than what I did yesterday. So let's see. It's more than double the damage actually. That is like the insane thing. It's more than double damage. We had like 100 billion here yesterday, and now it's 268. So it is a big improvement. We can probably see that in contributions. Let's check that out actually, because it's the same boss, of course, that I attacked. Okay, like in terms of damage, that wasn't really super insane. Is it this one? Yeah, 180 we had yesterday. and now that's basically buffed to 268. So it's a pretty good buff from that hotfix alone. Just for this particular boss, it's a bit better to go with Talene actually, which is just a better magic damage dealer. But yeah, those Battle Drills bosses, they are a bit of a strange thing compared to like the Dream Realm ones. Dream Realm is a bit more predictable in that sense. So with all that being said, did you summon her? Were you lucky? Tell me down in the comments below. And with that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.